Hey, good afternoon. So, just a little video about dads in recovery. I'm on the trail. I guess I'm gonna do a course. We did one last year, and certainly learned a lot and more to share for dads in recovery. So, if you're a dad and you're in the 12-step recovery world, I think I've got something for you. Many of us have no idea, how to navigate being a father. There's no course. There's just like we wake up one day, many of us, a dad. It just kind of happens. Now we know how it happened, but we're not certain what to do next. So here we are, trying to deal with the financial thing and trying to deal with the relationship with mom and all the family stuff, and we're dads. We've got these little things, these little babies, and they become little children, and they become adolescents, and then they become adults, and all through the course of the deal, we're still dads. And there's very little education on the job. So I've been doing a ton of research. Of course, I'm a dad. I have 3 kids, and my whole life in recovery, I've been a dad. And, I feel blessed that I had some support. I found some men to, give me some guidance. But that wasn't until, boy, my daughter was about 19 at the time when I finally reached out to other men for guidance and help. I just didn't know where to go for that kind of stuff. And their moms, God bless them, didn't really have a lot of advice around being a dad. They wanted, they had a lot of advice around parenting, but, how do I be a dad? And so I've been I've literally talked now to, first, before I started this course, I interviewed 50 men, like 50 fellas who were dads in recovery. I asked them specific questions. What were their greatest fears? What were they going through? And they all had kids at different ages, and they were in different situations. Some of them were, totally estranged from their kids and their moms, and some of them hated their own dads, and some of them, it was just a real mix of things, but some of the stuff that came out of that, and has come out of my discussion with men since. One of the biggest fears is that we're going to fuck it up, and that, our kids are going to be addicts and alcoholics like ourselves. And we think that that's us screwing it up. And that's going to happen no matter what. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But how do we be prepared for that? And so that's part of what is in my course, shining the light on the whole subject of being a dad in recovery. So, this message is just a short one to put it out there. If you are a dad in recovery, let's talk, and hopefully what I've got for you and, what we'll go through together, because there's other men who will be involved, it will be beneficial. We'll, kind of open some doors. And so there's the other one, a couple of the other fears, sometimes men are really, one of the big fears is that we've lost connection with our kids. We've got a divorce. Maybe sometimes we can't see them, or we can only see them on a limited basis. And I went through that. I had 2 divorces in recovery, and 2 divorces, 2 wonderful ladies. And so I have some experience there, but I've also learned a lot from dealing with and talking to other men. So we can, help you with that. That's the deal. If you're experiencing that. And I remember one of my biggest fears, and I've heard this from other men, is that, we've separated from our wife, and she's spending time with another guy. So there's another man in our child's life, and so that can be difficult. And so we'll deal with some of these things. We'll open them up. We'll open up the subject of our relationship with with the mother of our kids. We'll open up the subject of relationship with our own father, whether he's alive or not. And so if you know of a man or two that might, benefit from this, I'll talk to them. It's not going to be for everybody. I do an interview process to see if they're ready for, for the basically for the content that we've got, and I'll talk to them. So yeah, and if you're a guy like who's a dad in recovery, let's talk. Okay, love you. We'll talk soon. Cheers.